The hanger hit me in my right eye and knocked it out of the socket.
Kendra Rogers, holding hands with her husband Eugene, followed by family, walks into the Corsicana ISD boardroom, reliving August 15th, the urgent call for help at Collins Intermediate in a classroom for students with behavioral issues.
All right, y'all. This is Uncle Boo, man. We here with another reaction video. So this coming out of Corsicana, Texas. It was a Corsicana ISD administrator. She suffered a serious eye injury because after she was attacked by a student. So we gonna get into her press conference and we gonna see what's going on right here with this story. It's a story that's been going viral today, and it's kind of sad story too. So let's get into it to talk about it.
The teacher trying to calm an out-of-control student.
When I arrived, the teacher and students were outside the classroom. One student was holding his head, having been assaulted by the student remaining in the classroom.
What she describes as a violent confrontation, much more than what the district called a classroom disruption.
He picked up a chair and acted as if he would throw it. He finally did throw it at me, but I caught it midair. He picked up another chair to throw at me when another assistant principal entered the room. I used the first chair to block the second. He picked up a third and threw it at the other assistant principal.
Okay. My main question, my number one question right now is, where was security? What was the security protocols in this school? And what was the security protocol for the district? All right. And just in what she said, when she arrived, a student had already been attacked. Right? So what's going on here? But I know what's going on here. These schools her school probably was underfunded and it probably wasn't enough staff there to handle the situation. Most likely, that's what's going on. And just looking at this, man, I feel for her. I see the pain on her face, man. Like, believe it or not, I've been through situations like this before where you being attacked by students and it ain't nothing that you could do. It ain't nothing that you could do but try to get out the way or fear for your life. It's crazy.
And I used that initial chair to block the one that he threw at her. After blocking the chair thrown at the other assistant principal, he threw a wooden hanger at me, but I couldn't stop it fast enough. The hanger hit me in my right eye and knocked it out of the socket. I grabbed my blood was pouring out of my head and stumbled out of the classroom door.
Rogers.
Man, it's a shame that she got to go through that. So, first thing I want to say is, man, I hope that she have a speedy recovery and that she can make a full recovery from what's going on. But it's a shame that teachers have to go through that. Teachers are some of the most underpaid people in the country, but we work some of the most important jobs. But the way that the school system is set up now, teachers aren't even allowed to teach. They have so much other stuff that they have to do that they can't even teach. And then on top of not being able to sit there and teach and do what you want to do the job that you get paid to do, because it's all this other bureaucratic red tape that you got to deal with. On top of the red tape, they got to deal with behavior issues, right? So I can't teach a class if I got to try to deal with calming little Johnny down and Tamika and Christian and all those other kids over there and Jedediah and all them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't teach a class if every 5 minutes one of them popping off. And again, where was the security?
Care flighted to Parkland, emergency surgery to try and save her eye.
Doctors were able to reinsert my eye. However, they determined that I've been blinded and they currently believe that my damage is permanent.
She says it's time for the state to reevaluate the education code and
Yeah.
how marginalized students are disciplined.
Overly aggressive students need services to meet their needs.
Yes.
But I do not believe the safety of other students and the educational staff should suffer.
No, because, man, I tell you, as somebody that used to work in education, man, teachers be suffering. The staff members suffer. And it's so much, and nobody's held accountable. A kid can come to school and do something on Monday, he won't get in trouble. Do something on Tuesday, he won't get in trouble. Do something on Wednesday, he won't get in trouble. Thursday, he won't get in trouble. Friday, he won't get in trouble. You just don't constantly make excuses. But then when they try other alternative methods, the fund is not there. The funding not there to address mental health issues, which the funding needs to be there to address mental health issues. Because I guarantee if this school was properly staffed and the security protocols was on point, this incident could have been diverted. This could have been avoided, man, for real. You know, like, and I feel bad for teachers, and they shouldn't have to suffer to come to work, you know, especially being some of the lowest paid workers in the country. You know, do you want us to teach and educate the future of our country, or do you want the teachers to just babysit? Because right now I feel like just not only the state of Texas, everybody, the United States educational system is failing our kids in public education. Because this is not a Texas problem. It ain't an Illinois problem. It ain't a California problem. It's not a Michigan problem. It ain't black. It ain't white. It ain't brown. This is an American problem, and the issue persists in every school district, public school district across the country. If you don't believe me, ask a teacher that you know. Reach out to a teacher that you know to teach public school. And it don't matter if it's rural or if it's urban. They dealing with some of the same issues.
Not the child's fault per se, but it is the child's fault. It has to be dealt with. You can't just say, well, you know, this person has a mental condition, so we'll let it go.
Attorney George Ashford is not part of this case, but works in both the adult and juvenile system. Ashford says if the boy is charged, it would be a first-degree felony assault.
If
The boy was released to his parents and must stay in a restricted place. But there will have to be a determination made about his conduct that will include psychiatric evaluations.
As severe as his actions were, as they've been described to me, and knowing in fact that he does already have a mental health condition.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, if we know we dealing with populations that historically has had severe mental health issues, why aren't we funding our schools and equipping our educators to deal with mental health issues? Yeah, they fund the schools and they fund the public schools, but they're not funding them to a degree in which they should. Let's be honest. They spend trillions on war, you know. They spend billions giving them to other countries, but you're not even taking care of the people that's here on the homeland. You're not taking care of us.
Sean, I can probably almost say for sure, and his age, you know, him being so young, that's probably going to be inevitable.
The longtime educator says the governor and the legislature are complicit in what happened to her because they failed to fund public schools adequately to meet needs and mandates. The amount of state money per student unchanged since 2019.
I believe in public school education, but what happened to me should never happen to another educator.
Rogers and her husband, who's the Corsicana High School head football coach, taught in many public school districts. Her injury impacting countless numbers. Doctors have said her blindness is permanent and she may lose her eye. She says she's praying and believing for a miracle that her eyesight will be restored, and those many former students believing with her.
The hanger hit me in my right eye and knocked it out of the socket.
Kendra Rogers holding.
And man, we praying with her. You know, my heart goes out to her and my sympathy goes out to her, and my heart is filled with a whole lot of empathy for her. Because I've worked in the educational setting. I've worked in schools for a long time and a lot of years, and I can attest to the issues that goes on, you know, and working in the public school system. It's a beautiful place, you know, and it could be a beautiful place and it could serve for a lot of beautiful things. You can see a lot of beautiful growth and a lot of success with the young people that you work with. But overall, the system that they have created is failing the American people. You underpaying the teachers. You underfunding the schools. So how can we survive? How can we be successful? How can we thrive in public school across the country with underpaid teachers and underfunded school systems and underfunded programs. Like, how can we survive? But then you out here turn around and you giving immigrants, and you giving some of these new illegal immigrants, they getting food stamps, $20,000 loans, low interest rates on house loans. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, you got teachers in states like Oklahoma, they can't even afford food. They can't get food stamps because they got a job. But then you turn around and you only paying them like $38,000, $39,000 a year. Like, come on, man. But let me know what y'all think, man. Let me know what you think about this story. Let me know what you think about this educator, this beautiful black woman. And like I say, man, I hope that she can have a speedy and a full recovery from her injury. But let me know what you think about the American public education system and how you feel about it. Uncle Boo out, man. I love y'all. Peace.